What is up, guys? My name is Coriola, and welcome to episode number 42 of my Out of the Park Baseball 17 franchise with the Kansas City Royals. We are here on the 6th of June in 2027, and we have won 17 games so far. It has been a disaster of a season. Mainly because of this pitching staff. Our lowest ERA on our entire pitching staff was actually Steve Truckee, but spoiler alert, he's hurt. Right now, the lowest ERA is Travis Bigelow with a 4.25. Ow, that is painful. It's been so bad this year. Other injuries, was Cody Gunter. He was not doing great when he got injured, but he's still going to be out for another 3 months. So, not looking good for Kansas City. It's so bad that Ash Russell is in our rotation. We're actually trying to sign Jose Urena to be our fifth starter. Paying him $6 million right now. He still won't accept our contract, so you'll see that in a couple seconds. So yeah, pitching staff just been awful. Underwood, 7.56. Ventura, 8.23. Deerdorf, 6.18. Crow, 5.71. And Ash Russell, 5.63. Bullpen, Volmar, 6.26. Jensen, 5.23. Garrett, 4.73. Allard, 6.46. Bigelow, 4.25. And Yadier Alvarez, who we had to call it because of all the injuries, 5.33. Lineup has not been terrible. We've had a bunch of injuries on offense too. This year, Ryan Orr's out right now. Galvin has missed time this season. He only has 124 at-bats. Seager has missed time this season. Torres has missed time this season. Ian Happ has missed time this season. He actually just came back, so he should be in the starting lineup. And we don't have anyone on the offense on the DL right now. But it's been a disaster. It's been a disaster of a season so far for Kansas City. But hey, we can look forward to some good draft picks next year. Offensively, Galvin, 363, Hap, 246, Early, 288. He's been really good, except he's only getting on base at a 300 clip. When you're hitting 288, you should at least be getting like 330, 340. Seager, 275, 307 on base. Torres, 270, 298 on base. Max Green has been awful. 174, 288 on base, but we don't really have another option. We might try to trade him this time. Yoshimura, 258, 303. Terang has been decent, 277, 331 on base. And Ryan Orr, right now, 258, 11 home runs. He's been splitting time with Perez, who has a 260 average. Jose Añon, 214 average. Tony Alcala, 277. He's gotten some starting time when guys have gone down. Ramirez has missed time this season. He just came back. He's only 1 for 5. And Kiermaier's hitting 259, but only getting on base at a 285 clip. So it's been bad. And the problem is we can't trade any of these guys. Hap's contract prevents him from being traded. And we're not really getting good returns for guys like Torres, or that's really it on the offense, because we can't trade Seager because of his 10-5 rights. But I do assume that he will request a contract. Even Ventura is not getting us back any good prospects. Deerdorf won't. Underwood won't. But he can be qualified after the season. Same with Torres. And who else is a free agent for us this year? Check the upcoming free agents. Kansas City. So yeah, we are losing Orr, Ramirez, Russell, Torres, and Underwood. So we can at least get 2 qualifying offers on that. But yeah, as soon as Ryan Orr's diagnosis is revealed, we're going to call it Carlos Reyna. But first, we've got the first-year player draft. And I have done some preparation this time, and I know exactly who I'm drafting for 23 rounds. So this should be fun. We have the 21st pick this round, and the rest of the rounds, I think we're at somewhere between 27 and 30. So Arizona will take Eric Bender, a right-handed pitcher out of college. The Angels take Mike Salyers, decent pitcher from Auburn. Better OSA ratings than John Mozeliak thinks. Ken Muttart goes number 3 to Boston. We'll just do this pick by pick for the first round, just so you guys can kind of see who the top names are. Ben Joss, who I thought, honestly, was the best player in this draft. Look at those ratings. 75, 65, 65, 70, 70, 80. I think he is going to be the best player out of this draft class. Dan Lawn goes number, 5, 6? Goes number 6 to Baltimore. Chicago takes Steven Bartlow, who, again, was a guy I really was high on, especially because of high stuff and movement and control. He's got 5 solid pitches, and he's a lefty out of college, so out of UNC. The Indians at 8 go with Josh Kaler, a first baseman who can just mash the ball, but a worrying sign is the fact that Mozeliak only thinks he has 50 gap power, so if someone has good home run power but not good gap power, I'm very suspicious. Joe Van Buren was another guy I was really high on. Look at those ratings, man. Especially just his makeup is fantastic. He's got 4 good pitches. Stamina's a bit of concern. And he's out of high school, only 5'11". But I think Colorado got a good pick. Matt Gates, a guy with a really low eye discipline, who I would not be too interested in, goes to Atlanta. San Francisco gets Andy McDonald, a decent pitcher. His control would worry me a bit. Ji-Chor Hu goes to Tampa Bay. I like him. I think he's the best hitter in this draft, personally. Besides Steve Newman, a shortstop who I really, 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 really like. Look at those hitting ratings. Just fantastic all across the board. Eric Gergel goes to Chicago. Division opponent. Gets a decent center fielder. OSA a bit higher on him. Brian Evans goes to Philadelphia. Interesting pick. I'm not too high on Evans, obviously. Pick 15 is Cosmo McKee. Really good lefty. I think 4 stars is not enough for him. I think he's going to be much better than that. But he's a small guy, and we're seeing a lot of really small guys in this draft. Byron Thompson, he's only 6 foot. Looks like he's a fielder too, but projects as a pitcher. He's got good makeup, good pitches, good intangibles, I guess that would be. So Cincinnati takes Jim Welburn. We've got, were we 21 or 22? I forget already. We're 21, so we've only got 4 teams between us and our draft and our pick. Brian Hoff goes to Washington, who I was not too terribly high on because that third pitch is definitely a concern. St. Louis goes with a Big Stick Krause. And Seattle at 20 takes Dave Deslauriers. Dave Deslauriers. Sounds French, just because all weird names are French. And then Minnesota, right before us, takes Steve Newman. I knew this was going to happen, and I'm really disappointed because he's really good and going to a division rival. I'll miss you, Steve. He is only 17 years old, which is a bit of an issue. So, my top guy on my board is Evan Nichols. He just looks like an all-around great player. Good defense, good speed, and most importantly, though, an unbelievable hitter. As far as Mozeliak is concerned, there's also a decent catcher, Omar Burgos, but he's small and not good at defense and not fast. And if you're bad at all, if you struggle in all 3 of those categories, I don't want you as my catcher. There's some other decent shortstop prospects. There's some really good impossible guys. Or I should say, I think hands down the best player right now is Evan Nichols. So he will be our first round draft pick. Now, second round will be the third baseman, Jonathan Tess. I don't usually get like true third basemen that often, and just from what I've seen from him, I think he's going to be a very, very good hitter in the major leagues. So we will be drafting Jonathan Tess with our second round pick. Then we move on to third round, and here's where we're deciding to shake it up a bit. Because right now, if you want to see, we currently have $72 million in, this is out for these guys some money contracts. And why not a reliever? We could use some more bullpen depth. Alright, back to the task at hand. We have $72 million and our budget's going to go down, so I think we should make best use of our available money right now. And I want a good pitcher. And there, right now, aren't really any good pitchers on the board, except for Ross Latta, who there's a good chance these ratings are not going to pan out, but I think he's worth spending $5 million on in a second round pick when we have, or third round pick when we have all this extra money. So we are going to draft Ross Latta with our third round pick. Round 4, we are going to do the same damn thing and take Andy Schrock. He's the type of center fielder I get a lot. Good contact, good eye, doesn't strike out, he's fast, he is good at defense, and we get so many lefties, which concerns me, as our lineup is almost entirely lefties right now, which is going to change. But I do like Andy Schrock. He's a good player. Again, I'm willing to spend a lot of money on him. Round 5. As you can see, oh crap, I'm on all batters right now for some reason. Still, not much else there as far as other positions go. Round 5, we've got Josh Wittenberg. We need some more first base prospects. I never thought I'd say that, but I like him. He's got decent defense, really good hitting ratings, and he's a big, strong guy, and I think he's going to be an excellent addition to our farm system. Round 6 is going to be John Coopersmith, who's right here. The one thing that does worry me is his avoid strikeouts, but all his other offensive ratings are great. He's fast, he can play defense, so I'm willing, this is, again, no signing bonus on him from now on out, so I'm going to be fine spending that sort, or not spending that sort of money, just taking the pick on him, especially when there's not much else here. Next, round 7, we've got starting pitcher Adam J., who I was kind of surprised fell this far. His makeup is not great, only 6D at most in each of the categories. He's got 2 good pitchers. Head Scout thinks the third one will develop. OSA doesn't think so, but for round 7, I am fine with that. We will take him. Round number 8, we've got David Stanley, another third baseman, who, if that contact rating were better, I would think would be better than the third baseman, Jonathan Tess, we took earlier. But his defense is not that good, and there are some questions with his offense, especially since all his ratings are pretty low right now. But I'm willing to take a flyer on him, and he will be our 8th round pick. Yes. Round number 9. Once again, we are going expensive. Gilberto Leal. I think he's got great offensive ratings for a catcher. He's not very fast. He's got decent defense, but I'm willing to spend money on him this year, considering the situation we're in. Round 10, we've got Jared Register. Good contact, good power, decent OBP skills, decent defense, decent speed, kind of just decent all the way around. He will be drafted by the Kansas City Royals. Round 11, we've got Dan Bax, another center fielder. One thing that does worry me is the eye and discipline, but other than that, he looks like he is going to get a lot of hits. Not necessarily get on base, but he's going to have a high average. Next, we've got Travis Banks, another center fielder. Oh, not David King. Uh, a lot like the impossible guy we took earlier, except better power, but not as good defense. Still good speed. So, welcome to our farm system. Sorry, mouth a bit dry. Next, we've got our fourth impossible guy of the draft, Jelani Oliver, who probably isn't worth the money I'm planning on spending on him, but I think he's a decent prospect, and if we have the means to get him, I feel like we should, due to our like I said, due to our circumstances. Next round, we've got Guadalupe Acosta. The last Acosta we took in the draft ended up screwing us over. Remember, year one, our first draft pick of the series retired within like 2 years. Next, we've got Alex Osnaya. I mean, at this point, it's pretty self-explanatory what I'm looking for in guys. So just sit back, and if you want to know why I am choosing a guy, leave it in the comment section. Next, we've got a utility guy out of college, John Blackledge, who can get hits, definitely. Next, we've got Kevin... Not Kevin... What's I? Kevin Hansen. That's not Hansler. Kevin Hansen. The gap power and avoid strikeouts worries me, but he's got decent speed and decent defense, and good potential rating, so we'll take him. Round 17, round 18, just a couple more. We've got Ricky Spitzenberger. Kind of same problem. Not good gap power, not good avoid strikeouts, but he's a decent prospect, so we'll take him. Next, we've got Jason Evans, another first baseman, who I think is almost as good of a hitter as the one we took earlier. So we'll draft him. Next pick, we've got Adam Ray, another first baseman, who's got a bit better power, and so I'm definitely looking to take him. Round 21, we are taking Zach Edris, another third baseman. He's got good power and good discipline. I like that in a power hitter. Obviously, good power and power hitter is important. Just two more. Round 22 is John Deanna. You know, decent prospect, good speed, good defense, decent hitting. We'll take him. And last but not least, as he's somehow still there, Ryan Butcher. Again, we're willing to spend a lot of money on these guys because we have it available. So that's going to be our draft for this year. Those are the guys I will take. The rest of them will be drafted by my head scout. So we're gonna hand out a lot of money. Vasilata, we're going to offer $4.2 million to. Now Andy Schrock, we are going to offer $4 million flat to him. Then Gilberto Leal, we are offering $5.2 million to him. Then Jelani Oliver, we're going to offer $5 million to. And last but not least, Ryan Butcher, we're going to offer $4.3 million, which totals out to be, I don't know if this is, I used the same numbers when I calculated this last time, but it's somewhere around $23.5 million for all the signing bonuses this year, and we'll still have $50 million available. So, let's start simulating. One thing I realize I haven't been doing a great job of in this series is watching the waiver wire, so that is something I'm definitely going to be a lot more concentrated on as we simulate. Because we've gotten guys like Ian Happ. Finally, Jose Urena signs with us, and some of those minor league guys due to Ryan Butcher has accepted our offer as well. So Jose Urena will be placed. That's right, we have one more defender than necessary. Defender, just offensive player in general. Jose Añón is going to be sent to AAA. right now. Jose Urena will be added to the active roster and placed in the rotation for a start tonight against Atlanta. Alright. Back to the waiver wire. As we lose the first one, win the second one, and Ryan Orr is going to be out for 5 months. So, depending on how much he wants in the offseason, that might be the last game. That might be the last time we see Ryan Orr in a Kansas City uniform, as he will be available for free agency after the season. And let me just set this. Alright, cool. So, rubber match of the series. We've got a Kansas City win, and we win a series. How about that? Philadelphia, as Oliver was signed, and so was Jonathan Tess on the day that Orr got injured. Aaron Vier for Bryce Terang and Jose Oka. Funny. Alright, let's continue simulating. We lose to Chicago, and Ash Russell is not happy with us. Yeah, that's not surprising. We get 4 guys responding, and they all were signed, including Shrakalata, Leal, and Nichols. Those are probably our 4 biggest draft prospects right there, all signing on the same day. So is that everybody? Nope, we got 1 guy left, and it's Josh Wittenberg. Game 2 against Chicago, we lose. Yeah. Jose Urena's been good in 21 innings pitched. I'm going to claim Ronnie McKenzie, and we'll see how that goes. Game 3 against Chicago, we also lose, so we get swept by them. This dude accepts our offer. And let's see what this pitcher, where he ends up. We lose game 1 to Cleveland, lose game 2, and we got Ronnie McKenzie. So what are we going to do with our pitching staff? Is Ventura out of options? No, he's not. That means his ass is going to AAA. He's been so bad this year. We cannot risk him getting a potential demotion. Which, after kind of 3.5 years in the bigs, I'm kind of surprised hasn't happened yet. But, welcome Ronnie McKenzie. You will get Game 3 against Matt Vogel. And which we win! Attaboy, Ronnie didn't pitch. It put Deerdorf on the mound. Anyway, I'll be back at International Amateurs. See you then. Alright, I am back with International Amateur Free Agency, and we just completed a 3-game series with Minnesota, where the 1 game we lost, they scored 6 runs in the top of the 11th inning off of Bigelow, Alvarez, Volmar. Wait, sorry. Just Bigelow and Alvarez. It's not been a good season. So there are some definitely interesting prospects out on the market this year. This guy does not want a lot of money, but considering he would actually stop me from getting some guys I want a bit more, we're not going to go after him. There's Bob Morales, who I just did not see the first time I went through this. Holy crap, he looks really good. This would be my #1 target, or Morales. We are going to offer him $2.7 million. Wait, let me check something real quick. Alright, the other guy I like is Danny Hernandez. So what if I offered him $800,000 and I offered Morales 2.3? I don't think that would put us over as far as reparations go, or penalty. It's at 103, so we'd have to pay $100,000. Let's continue simulating. As we beat the Angels 5-0, I'm pretty sure that might be our first shutout of the year, not gonna lie. June. None. May. Oh, we beat Tampa Bay 3-0. And in April, yeah, so that was our second shutout of the season, second shutout victory. We are the only team with less than 20 wins so far by 5 games. It's been bad. Alright, let's keep on simulating. Focused on the waiver wire. I wish you could have like split screen in the game, so like one screen see the schedule. Oh, neither of them signed. Crap. Alright, I want Morales more than Hernandez. I'm willing to offer you 2.8, which is 2.9 actually. And we'll see what we do later. But we've won the first 2 games against LA. In game 3, can we? This might even be our first sweep of the season. Nope, but we lose. Does Deerdorf not have a great night? Alright, I want Morales. Give me Bob Morales. Verdict. Oh, I have to check expiring contract. He signed with us. That's great. I think he's gonna be fantastic. I like the control a lot, but it's also got good. He's also got good stuff and movement and 3 good pitches. So I will definitely take that. He's just 16 years old. He's a big guy, 6'3", 185. He needs to put on some weight, but again, he's 16 years old. Hitting coach. Hitting coach is. He's not coming back. And I don't blame my pitching coach for this year. Like, Dave Allen's been outstanding with some really, really bad staffs. I think this is just an anomaly, and I trust him to get his shit back together. And he's under contract, so I can't exactly just say, fuck you, you're gone. I'm liking how Mozeliak has done so far. No compensation picks. We're going up to the All-Star break and then take a break and see if I can work out any trades. On the waiver wire, I'm really looking for a right fielder so I can trade Max Green or a reliever as Danny Hernandez goes to Boston. Or a young reliever, more importantly. Can I get you for 2.5? That's what I have left before, or I guess 2.4 before I go over. I might as well, if I have the money, like I said. There's really not a guy that makes me want to go over this year, so yeah. I'm not on the waiver wire. So a young reliever or a young right fielder. Michael Conforto was on here earlier, and that made me kind of curious, as Alvarez says no. Can I get that down to like 49? Well, that puts me right at. I don't want to risk going over. Sorry, Jesus. Alright, so we just get the one guy. As we are not doing too terribly bad the past few games, as we win 6-5. And here's the guy, Luis Mojica. I don't care about it. No, I don't care if they put us down. Like, basically anyone can be better than... I guess Alvarez hasn't done shit. Too shitty. Hey, we have someone under 4 ERA. Nick Jensen, let's go. It's been a sad year. I'm not going to go after Mojica. The All-Star teams were announced today. Oh, and we get absolutely shat on. Wonderful. Anyway, there's a glitch in this game where you might not necessarily have an All-Star representative if you're really bad, and that is our case this year. We do not have an All-Star representative. OOTP, get your shit together. Also, William Baker, get your shit together and fix your damn team. There's some guys that could have made the All-Star team. Galvin's hitting 324. He's having a fantastic season. Even though he cannot hit a home run, he's hit 1 home run in his major league career. I'm fine with that. It's also concerning that he's a first base and can't hit power for shit. But we will continue. Damn, I'm really stuffy. Actually, you won't see me continue. I don't want to trade guys who could get me a qualifying offer because I think I could get a better prospect from the draft. I'm more interested in trading guys like Max Green, Ian Happ, or I guess Yoshimura, maybe, yeah, pitching-wise. I want to keep Volmer, maybe Paul Garrett. He's going to make some decent money. Bigelow, maybe. Really, I want to trade Happ and Green, so I'll see what I can do on that front. Yeah, probably closer to the deadline, so yeah, see you with hopefully some trade. Alright, so we have found our guy on waivers. His name is Kurt Hamilton. Unfortunately, he is a lefty, which I didn't realize just a second ago. He struggled this season in Oakland. I think he could come into Kansas City and do a pretty good job. And so, in one fell swoop, we have put together a bit of a trade with the San Diego Padres, last year's world champions, I believe. Let's check. Yeah, you just saw one of the guys. San Diego, here we go. No, they didn't even make the World Series last year. Who won? I forget. I don't feel like going through and checking. So, but yes, the San Diego Padres, they did win 107 games last season. They won't have won 58. They're 58 and 33 so far, and they could use some outfield help. Although not according to this, because their team is fucking stacked. Actually, I haven't looked at getting anyone active roster. Could I get Nelson Gonzalez instead of like these three guys? Nope. Alright, now I gotta find those guys back. What about Figueroa? Yeah. Alright, let me find those prospects back real quick. We had Morella, Gomez, and Kyle Oliver. And so the main package in this is Jeremy Canterbury. He's a very, very good left field prospect who can play right field as well. We are getting another right field prospect who can play all three outfield positions, as well as first base, and another outfield prospect who can play all three outfield positions as well as first base, and a reliever, 25 years old, still has room to grow, might someday make it to the majors. We're giving up Ruben Collado, a 2-star OSA potential center fielder, Gerondo Arnade, a 2.5-star OSA left fielder, Ian Happ, who's been a long-time Royal. It's sad to see him go, but it is time, as we do not want to be on the books for his contract for this season and next season, as well as Max Green, who has just sucked this season. And to make this deal work, we have to give up $10 million in cash, which is all of our cash available, but we will free up a net of about $4 million, and let me just see if I can make that number go down a bit. No, don't. If I make it 9, can we still get... Can Collado still finish the deal? He can. What if we made it 8? We can make it 8. What about we make it 7? We're just going to keep going down. No, okay, it's got to be between 7 and 8. I'm not trying to figure out what it is. I'll just go with 8. Add Ruben Collado and complete this deal. So, it's a bit of a sad day to see some old friends go, but you got some new ones back. We will need to call up another, basically any position player, but probably an outfielder because we lost 2 of our starting outfielders. So, problem is we don't have anyone who's good in the minor leagues besides Danny Ventura, who did get an overall drop slightly and is still struggling in AAA. It's been a disastrous season. It has really been a disaster of a season. So we will call up, looks like Jaron Shelby's making his way back to Kansas City. This looks like he'll play center. Early's got right, and Hamilton's got left. And then we'll just ask for lineup. Copy those 2. Paste them there. And then here we want that. Ask for lineup. Copy that and paste that there. So I will simulate with you guys to the end of the All-Star break. I don't expect, unless there's someone really, really good on the waiver wire, who I absolutely must claim. We've been very active on the waiver wire this year, and I like it. It's fun doing that. Because you get to fuck other teams over. So we lose that series to Seattle. We win versus Texas. And get our guy. So who's going to AAA? Pitchers. Looks like Yadier Alvarez. Can he go to AAA? He can. Alright, so we will add... Oh, Kyle Oliver still needs to be. Yeah, put on the 40-man roster. And sent to AAA. And Zagorski put on the active roster. And added to Kansas City. We will ask the bench coach for the pitching staff. Just switch that because Colby Allard should not be in the rotation. But yeah, this season's been a disaster. It really, really has been. I'm surprised we're kind of still, like, we're not in contention by any means, but we are not. We just swept Texas. Holy crap! Fuck you. Why couldn't we have done that last year, for crying out loud? We are no longer the worst team in the MLB. Oh wow, Texas is really falling off this year, even with Vinagre and Ahmad Ali and Montez. Why fuck you guys? Just, that's why. Their pitching staff's been awful too. Has anyone's pitching staff been good this season? LA? Pitching staff's been really good. Shit. And they've also got, where he at though? Where is the lit man at? Did I just not see him, or am I just blind? He's on the DL, okay. That's why I'm blind. Was that our first sweep of the season of Texas? I am so not good at paying attention. 1-2 out of 3 against Atlanta. We won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in May. Yeah, that was our first sweep of the season. Holy shit. Been absolute garbage. Alright, we still got about another week or so left. Keep simulating. Keep crying. We win 4-2. That's a plus, and then we lose again. We would like the number 1 overall pick if possible. And there goes Corey Seager for 3 months. Nick Kenny, your ass is getting very, very warm. How you been? He's down to 420? Even that. Billy Napier will come up to Kansas City. How's Jose hit? He's hit 410 and there. It looks like Tony Alcala will start at third. Yeah, he does. How's he hit this season? He's hit really well, 314. He definitely deserves a starting chance at third base. And he will get it. And we will continue. We are currently 36 and 65. Only Arizona is worse than us right now. Watch us get the number 2 pick and have this guy we really like and don't think that someone's gonna take him, and then Arizona just oh, you want this guy? Do you want this guy? Well, it sucks for you. I'm taking his ass, which is most certainly going to happen. Salvador Perez, please retire as a Royal because I don't want to let you go, but you've been trash and you're not going to be back with the Royals next year. So please retire and spare me the pain of having to release you. Thanks. Signed, William Baker. We're now 2 games ahead of Arizona. Arizona and us are the only teams currently under 40 wins. As the trade deadline versus Minnesota comes, and we got... I saw a 4-star guy. I was like, ooh, but he actually sucks. Trade deadline, we lose 4-3, and we get a nice, depressing player development update. But first, we'll simulate last game against Minnesota, which we win 2-0. As Deerdorf had a good game. If he gets under 4 this season, I'm considering that a plus and not non-tendering him. McKenzie's gone down. Nick Jensen's gone up. Crow's gone down. Terang's gone down. Van der Zayden's gone down. Felix Cordova's gone up. Danny Velasquez has gone up. Bill Bose has gone up. Rivellino Morela has gone up. Let's do what I just traded for. Nice. Cool. I like that. Jeremy Canterbury, who we just got, he's going up as well. Wow. Those are some really nice stats we just got from Ian Happ. Nice. Alright, I'm much more happy than I was at the beginning of the episode. I think this episode has gone well. Let's... Oh, wait, I already checked that update. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you all next time for what should be quite an interesting off-season. Goodbye.